Good morning, I'm BKP and we're in downtown Blue Ridge, Sycamore Crossing every Friday morning. We call it Good Mood Friday. We get out of the office, Sam comes here and maybe she will admit to this, I don't know. Everything's set up for her, right Sam? Say it, Sam. No, she's shaking her head. She won't say it, she doesn't want you to hear it. But I just really enjoy coming up here on Friday mornings and setting up at Blue Ridge, downtown Blue Ridge. I love it so much. Sycamore Crossing. I have over here Kinty, the Peruvian store. You gotta come check that out. Tupelo tea. If you're looking for me about 10:15, I will be right here. Tupelo tea right here, just relaxing. I always give Clay a challenge. I go in there and I give him like 2 or 3 different flavors I want. You know, what sweetener? Can't wait for that. New Blue Home and Gift and the Broken Bull. Sycamore Crossing, Blue Ridge. You know what? You remember that movie Sleepless in Seattle? I actually wish I could fly out to Seattle and spend about 2 or 3 days and find some of those dope smoking hippies. I have to channel my dad, you know, those dope smoking hippies, right? I like to find some of those dope smoking hippies. Just joking. But I'd like to walk the streets and ask them if they have any concern, if they are sleepless at any time, that North Korea may be able to strap a nuclear warhead to an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, and launch it towards Seattle while they're drinking their latte, while they're having their latte, smoking some dope, you know, got dreadlocks, all the above. Does it concern them when they try to sleep at night that North Korea could strap that nuclear warhead on there and hit Seattle? Remember that movie Sleepless in Seattle? I was just thinking that last night. What are you concerned about in Seattle, huh? Hey, just saying, because it seems to be the media is so concerned with Donald Trump's saber rattling. His words are so concerning to them. Words, okay? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never harm me. But a nuke strapped to a warhead could kill you. Okay, let's just leave that there. We'll leave that for the political all-star panel at... Wow, I didn't intend to go there. But the political all-star panel at 9. We'll leave that there, okay? Something else, Mitch McConnell. You know, the media is saying, Mitch McConnell, remember the forgotten man? Donald Trump said, President Donald Trump, sorry, sir, I know you're watching. President Donald Trump said, the forgotten man, no more. No more. No more forgotten man, right? Now, yesterday, Donald Trump basically says, Mitch, get the job done or get out. Go back to Kentucky, okay? Get some bourbon. Hey, you're famous for bourbon. Have a drink, watch the horse races, you know, but stay in Kentucky, all right? I'm serious as can be. Get the job done. Mitch, I'm disappointed. You should have got the job. You had 7 years. Actually, Donald Trump basically says, look, after 7 years of all of you promising to get the job done on Obamacare, after my inaugural speech on January 20th, before we went in to have our lunch and all of us, you know, sing Kumbaya and let's move forward, I should have had on my desk the repeal of Obamacare. It should have just been ready. Both houses pass it. You know, it's on my desk, right? And I sign it. And then we go have lunch. What do you mean? I have extreme expectations. Now, there's a couple things the media is saying this morning that really have me here, okay? Here. Mitch McConnell knows how to get things done. All right, this is Joe Scarborough on Morning Joe, all the lefties out there. Mitch McConnell, the most powerful man in D.C., really knows how to get things done. Will you please tell me what Mitch McConnell has done? Would you please tell me what landmark legislation he has negotiated and charted through the waters of the Senate and has gotten to Obama's desk? Or did he just hold them together? Was that his job to hold it together? Okay? Let me tell you something. I'm going to say some things I shouldn't say. You know what? Moses led the Israelites, right? But God said you can't go in the promised land. All right, So if you held things together, Mitch, I'm so sorry for everybody I just offended. But guess what? I told you earlier, don't get me confused with somebody who cares. Mitch, if you got us to the promised land, thank you. There you go. There's your accolades. Now, you can't go in. You can't go in. Trump, we need somebody to get things done. Tell me the landmark piece of legislation that Mitch McConnell has as Senate Majority Leader that says to me this morning, and to you, the forgotten man, that the president has not forgotten about, that says, Mitch McConnell, we need President Trump back off Mitch. No, we have said, you and I, America said long ago, Mitch McConnell must go, and we, myself personally, am not upset with the President of the United States saying, Mitch, get the job done or go home. All right? Get the job done or go home. I mean, I'm serious. Now, another thing is, this morning I'm listening to news, last night I'm listening to the news, and I'm listening to, this in fact proves that Donald Trump is not a Republican. Okay, really? Okay. So, yes, by Trump's attack on the most powerful man in the Senate, one of the most powerful men in Washington, D.C., that knows how to get things done, in fact, this in fact proves he's not a Republican. Okay, are you upset? I just want to know if you're upset out there, because I'm not upset. Now, I do not dislike every Republican. I do not. I don't dislike every Republican. But really? So he's independent? So he's not going to sit around and let Mitch McConnell carry through with the lie that the Senate Republicans told the American people that they were going to repeal Obamacare? Sorry, missed that. Now, that's some of the things we're going to talk about with the All-Star panel. You know, we're going to get a clip from 1999 with Tim Russert. We're going to play it at 9 o'clock, okay? We're going to play it at 9 o'clock. We're going to get a tip from a video from 1999, Meet the Press with Tim Russert, okay? And here's what we're going to do. That's the All-Star panel. I understand. I was told yesterday not to say negative things about the eclipse. I'm not saying negative things about the eclipse, okay? I promise. But when you email me and ask me if I'm aware that your town has made proper preparations for the eclipse, okay? If you're concerned that somebody is asking me if your town has made proper preparations for the eclipse and the traffic and the crowds, I'm okay with that. But I just see that email and I'm wondering if anybody is even thinking about the serious dangers in North Korea and if our towns, you know, like Guam. I want to know how many people, Lord, I could see this is going to be a long morning. I want to know how many people know why the hell, I don't say bad words on Friday. I want to know how many people understand why we are concerned that this little whack job in North Korea is saying he will send 4 missiles to Guam. I bet you if you do a man on the street anywhere and say, why are we concerned? Guess what? Those are our people. We have a governor of Guam. That's a territory. That is ours. Guam belongs to the United States. That's attacking us, people. I'd like to know how many people understand that. Second, from 1950 to 1953, the men and women that were involved there in the Korean War, some like to pass it off, some of the politicians like to call it the Korean conflict, okay? But I think many of the men and women that were there between 1950 and 1953 will let you know it was a Korean War. We ended up in North and South Korea, demilitarized zone. We have the Asian Peninsula there. We have Japan, we have the Philippines, the list goes on, okay, of our allies. Now, China is concerned that if we do a preemptive strike into North Korea and we do regime change, we just call it that, and put a new government in place, that maybe North and South Korea may unify. And if that happens, there's no buffer in that Asian peninsula with China from the United States. They're not okay with that. It's a very serious situation. So the government of China has told our president, if this guy strikes and sends missiles to Guam, then you attack, we'll stay out of it. But if you attack first, we are going to support them or we're going to act aggressively. Folks, those are the words. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about my 24 years of failed policy all the way back from Bill Clinton to the Obama administration in North Korea. But that's where Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, for his words, he has had 6 months. They had 24 years. Your President of the United States for 6 months has gathered all the intelligence, has listened to the generals, has listened to his advisors, and he has put everything together on North Korea, and he has an understanding of the danger this morning, whether our people in the coffee shop out in Seattle smoking something. I know, you're upset with me. I don't care if they're out there smoking something if they'll just let the president do the job. Just saying. I probably should settle down. I probably should, because I've got Ask the Doc coming on, and I got to relax for that, because I'm for sure Dr. Raymond Tidman will have a good joke for me. He knows not even to show up without a good joke, right, Dr. Tidman? He's got a joke ready. You don't want to miss that. We have Ask the Doc coming up at 8:15, a little after 8:15, and then at 8:40 we're going to have a Blue Ridge City Council candidate. A Blue Ridge City Council candidate, Nathan Fitz, is going to join us for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to have the All-Star panel, and we're going to work through all of this on the All-Star panel. And then we're going to have our star of the show that we wait for. Sorry, Dr. Tidman, I apologize, no offense, but our star of the show, the pet of the week. Sam and I always look forward to that about 8:45 on Friday. The judge says State Department needs to search for Benghazi emails, and you have till September. The judge said to the State Department, search for those emails about Benghazi and get them back to me. Now here's what I don't want them to continue with this lie. I get so tired of them continuing with this lie. Each and every one of us. Now, I can go to my email server right now, and I can hit search, and I can hit body, and I can hit subject, and I can just let it run for hours. So if I could do this with this email server that I deal with, and I could come up with every email you ever sent me with a subject, a body, a word, why can't the government? You could tell us our government is that far behind on technology that somebody can't walk in and say, hey, I need to do a search real quick, put in Benghazi as a subject, and just let it roll for 3 or 4 days, and then print them all out. I'm sorry. Was that too easy? Why September? Why do you have till September? So you find a way. Maybe they'll, watch if the State Department gets a shipment of bleach bit in the next 2 or 3 days. I would have my antennas go up. We talked about the Asian Peninsula, Mitch McConnell, sleepless in Seattle. I have a question for you, and I'm going to leave it here. And I just want you to wonder what this means. And I don't want you to get upset. Well, it may upset some. Corruption or malfeasance? Malfeasance, okay? Wrongdoing, that's the definition, wrongdoing, especially by a public official. So corruption or malfeasance by an elected city official is okay, question mark, okay, as long as your customer can what? Find a parking space? Just saying, I know where that went. And I know who's upset. Sorry. I just want to know, because I think the wrongdoing, especially by public officials, should be here. And if we clear that up, maybe you can find a place to park. Just saying. Hey, sweep it out. Put up a parking lot. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show. When we return, Dr. Raymond Tidman, and we thank the Georgia Cancer Specialist, and we thank them for this upcoming segment, Ask the Doc. We have some great questions this morning. Stay with us. Sam, take us a break.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
20% off is a big number, but you always save big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And now during Malibu month, every new Malibu LS is discounted 20% off at Days, starting from just $19,900. Plus, huge discounts on Silverado crew cabs too, from just $35,900. So if a low price makes you smile, come save 20% off at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine.
El Rey.
El Rey and Ellijay.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and we're at Sycamore Crossing in Blue Ridge, Georgia. We want to thank the Georgia Cancer Specialist for this segment, and I'm joined now. Our good friend, Dr. William Whaley, is traveling, and we are visited by our friend, Dr. Raymond Tidman. How are you, Dr. Tidman?
Good morning. I'm good.
We're glad to have you. We love our Dr. Whaley, but it's always good to see you because you always leave us with something of humor, right?
Good.
You have a great sense of humor.
Well,
You've been told that before?
You've got to find something to smile about every day.
Thank you. You got to find something to smile about every day, and you can do it, getting through the day somehow.
Yeah.
I want to get to our questions, but before we do, there's a couple things in the current. The President of the United States has elevated here recently to a crisis level. He's calling it a crisis level with our opiates. What is the synthetic heroin again? What is the name of that? I forget the name.
The Oxycontin?
Well, we have our heroin and we have our synthetic heroin. I forget the name of it. But anyhow, this opiate crisis, and the president has elevated that to a national crisis. Do you have any comments where that's concerned?
Well, it is a major problem. It's very disruptive to the healthcare system. Basically, the relationship with a doctor and his patient is one of trust.
Right.
And it's inherently one of trust. And yet there are people who are manipulating the system in order to get at narcotics, to either abuse them or sell them and make money, or both. The response heretofore has been for the regulatory agencies to come down on the doctors and say, well, you have to make this stop. You have to end this. Which would basically put the doctor in a policeman role with their patient. You know, my inherent relationship with my patients is one of trust. Now, if I find someone's being mistrustful, if I find out someone is not taking their medicine or selling their medicine or abusing it, then I discharge them. But I'm not going to assume or believe that all the patients that are in there to see me are there to trick me or fool me. So it's a real fine line.
Is that, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but is that a gray area that belongs, would I say, to the physician, to that patient-physician relationship, that you have checks and balances on what you're prescribing and who may be gaming the system, or wait a minute, you've come back too soon for a prescription, and all those kind of things? Is that? Well,
there are all sorts of regulatory solutions that they're imposing. You know, from routine drug screening, you know, testing their urine, looking at how frequently they come in, whether they're asking for medicines between visits, whether they're showing signs of social dysfunction, and expecting us to document all those things, which are all appropriate. The difficulty is when the regulatory agency assumes that the doctor is enabling or making the patient more capable of doing these wrongs. And that's just not the role of the physician, in my opinion, my humble opinion. The physician is there to help people solve their problems and to look them in the eye and be honest with them. The patients that are abusing these things, they literally practice. They're like going into the doctor's office on stage trying to figure out how they can fool the physician. Well, how is a trusting physician supposed to overcome that? So there need to be solutions to this. This is a major problem. But there are more external solutions that should come about on how to find these bad actors and deal with them.
Well, let me say this, okay? And what I say a lot of times is, you know, we say, don't get in, and I'm not going in a different direction, but don't get in our bedroom. We're Americans. We have our home. Don't get in our bedroom. So let me paint this picture. We'll get to this, but I like talking to you. Let's paint it to the actual exam room. Yeah. Let's take our picture there to the exam room. And when you go in that exam room, that belongs to the patient and the doctor at that time.
Right.
That's their room.
Right.
And I go in there sometimes and I see the poster for, you know, to prevent this and prevent that, and they're good things for me to read as we're waiting on you to get there. Sorry, did not imply anything. Okay, but they're good. Are we getting close to, in our room that belongs to you and I, patient and doctor, to the thing that says government checklist?
Yeah, cookbook medicine.
Are we getting used to, like, okay, while you're waiting for me, read the checklist that the government says you and I have to do
cover
in this room that belongs to us? Is
right.
Am I going down the right road?
It's approaching that, and that's one of the major problems with the whole government mandated health care, that they are injecting themselves into that room, and it's a fruitless, bad ending effort, because basically physicians and patients do their best work when they are in a trusting relationship.
Right.
We as humans have lots of things we're in pain from, physical pain and emotional pain, and we seek sometimes very dysfunctional ways of dealing with that pain. And it takes a trusting relationship to uncover that dysfunction. Whether you're dancing, as I say, with stupid, abusing alcohol, taking drugs, just doing dumb things that makes your mind dumb.
But you in that room is the place where I'm supposed to feel that I can talk.
You can talk, and we can uncover, and you can come to the realization that, you know what, this is not working.
But not physically, but in a way, the government's sitting in the room with us too.
They're moving in. They're trying to move
right.
in. Physicians like myself are trying to resist that any way possible. And when they finally move into that room, I'm done. It's just not something I'm willing to take.
But you are concerned it's going that way?
Well, I'm very concerned it's going that way.
Okay. Let me go in another direction. Thank you so much for just being open to talk to me about this and our viewers, because these are big things, and these are the actual real things that are happening, and not the sensationalized things that we see on some networks. How concerned are you that the Senate, everybody went home, and we have this limbo now on health care? Are we going to fix the ACA, and which many feel it can't be fixed? Are we going to make adjustments to it? Are we going to make supplemental payments to insurance? What are we going to do? On your side, how concerned are you that they went home and they've left this up in the air? And we learned that several other insurers are pulling out of several markets now, again.
Well, it's very concerning, just as an American citizen, that we have politicians who that their standard is so low that now it's acceptable for them to not solve problems. I mean, it's just unacceptable as an American to have people leading us who think it is acceptable to not solve problems. They're there to solve problems for the country, and they shouldn't go home till they've solved them. And they should get together, figure it out, work it out, negotiate it, bring all the different ideas together and solve the problems. So, I mean, that's what I'm concerned about. When they get that paralyzed or that intellectually lazy, then we're in trouble.
Okay, we have to move to the questions. Now, you know, I could stay on these kind of topics, but we have to move to the questions. And somehow I feel out there, I guess I have to say I appreciate it because you keep asking my questions. So one of our questions this morning is, I have sharp pains in my ankles at times when I am walking. Is this a sign of getting older? The question came in.
Well,
I am tired of a sign of getting older questions. It's like every week that's what I get.
Well, that's an easy question because, you know, if you're 20 and you have sharp pains in your ankle, I don't think you're getting older yet. So, but if you're at 90 and you've got some pains in your ankles, you're definitely getting older. So, all right, so let's get more serious. Pain in general, that's an important aspect. We just kind of hit on it there. When we're having pain, is it pain that we know where it came from? You know, did I step in a hole yesterday, twist my ankle, and now it's hurting for a few days? Yeah, there's a reason for that. But if there's no reason for the pain, and it's serious pain, it's something that's you're now avoiding your fun things. You're a bowler and you don't go bowling anymore. You like to garden, you're not going out in the garden. That's a serious pain. You need to get into your doctor and see somebody about that and try to find out what it is. It can be many, many causes. But you know, the doctor doesn't need to see everybody for every little pain. So there's some maturity to it. But I think the bottom line that I would encourage people, particularly my men patients, because they tend to feel like that they're going to get over everything and that they never get older than 20 as far as their body goes. When you've got something hurting you and you're now avoiding what you like to do, get it looked at.
Is our second question, can weather changes trigger migraines?
So that's another good question, and let me just kind of use it to dive into another background part of it. Migraines are a serious, disruptive, painful experience. And there are many forms of headaches. So one of the things that's helpful to the patient before they get into the doctor or as they're following up with their doctor for migraines is to keep a diary and to try to think of those things that are changing in their life. So sometimes it's too much caffeine, not enough caffeine, or caffeine that's alternating, where they drink a bunch of coffee one day and none the next. That can trigger a migraine. Sometimes it is extreme changes in weather, or maybe going from a really wet climate to a very dry climate could trigger migraines. You're not going to figure that out unless you're really trying to be systematic and looking at, well, what changed? What happened yesterday? And see if there's a pattern. Sometimes there's no pattern whatsoever. Sometimes it's very frustrating.
Right. So, but if you have frequent migraines, right, it would be good to journal them.
To journal them and
yes,
try to see if you with your physician can say,
so I can
okay,
bring that to you.
Bring it
and okay, we see. You know, I know it sounds silly, but it was 55 degrees and they're happening in the morning, or you know, or
waking me up at night.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are very important notes for
right,
you when somebody comes in and wants to discuss migraines.
Yeah. So not only is it important in the doctor's role to take the history of how severe they are, where they hurt, what goes on with them. Are you throwing up? Are you nauseated? Are you seeing flashing lights? All those things. But the timing of it. When are they occurring? How long are they lasting?
Okay.
What's going on with them?
And that's important information to bring your doctor if you experience migraines. Some of us know what a caffeine headache is. I know a caffeine headache. I can spot one a mile away. But if you're experiencing migraine, as you hear this morning, and we're talking, your question is, should I, is it due to weather, or can that bring on migraines? As you hear, maybe if you journal all the changes and the times they're taking place, that'd be very helpful when you talk to your doctor. The last question we have this morning, and I'm interested in this one, I've put petroleum jelly on the inside of my nose for years to relieve dryness. Is that safe?
It's safe, but the question is, why is your nose so dry? You know, our sinuses in our nose and our throat has to humidify the air. If dry air got to our lungs, as dry as it is sometimes, it would tear our lungs up. So our body has to humidify that air. That's one of the reasons why you see so many sinus problems in the winter, because people are going into a dry house. Cold air doesn't hold much moisture to start with, and you bring it into a heated environment, you drive more moisture out of it. Some of our homes in the wintertime can be drier than the Sahara Desert. So your sinuses are working overtime, trying to produce moisture to humidify that air, because the lungs have to be protected from that absolute dryness. They are a moist environment. So it's not going to hurt you to use something on your nose or to help with dryness or cracking. But if you're having to go to that extreme, then there may be something else going on that the doctor needs to know about.
So the petroleum jelly to prevent the dryness in your nose, it's safe, it's not going to hurt you, but if your nose is that dry, there may be something else
going on. Like having cracking around your lips or constant sores around your nose. Those can be a sign of other things going on, from vitamin deficiencies to chronic viral illnesses. Other arthritic complaints can cause those sort of dry events. So that is also something to approach your physician with.
Okay, we wanted to leave room this morning for one particular area. Last week, our good friend Dr. Whaley pulled up in, oh my God, a beautiful truck. I was like, wow. Okay, then I asked him, Sam and I asked him if he had learned where all the buttons and whistles are in the truck, and he said, no, I have an appointment this afternoon. So we're putting you on the spot with Dr. Whaley.
I see this coming.
He said, I have an appointment with the gadget guy this afternoon. Ray's going to show me my truck. How did that appointment go? How's Dr. Whaley doing with his truck?
We're still trying to connect. But there's a reason why my wife constantly brings me her iPhone to fix. So, some of us have talent there and some of us don't.
So, but we do have Dr. Whaley, setting the temperatures and the air conditioning. We got him. The major things are ready, right?
Right.
I just enjoyed that so much because I asked him. I said, Dr. Whaley, you know all the bells and whistles and buttons on the thing? He said, no, I have an appointment.
Let me tell you, sometimes now it's like an hour after they sell you the car to show you all that stuff. I mean, it's intense.
I understand. I wanted to say that. I have a little fun with that. Okay. I know it's a lot of pressure.
You're going to put me on the spot here.
I know.
All right, I've been racking my brain all morning, but I think I have a good one for you.
All right, because you're not leaving without telling me a joke. Now, folks, first of all, live, you get my expression. So now Dr. Tidman can tell me a joke that, whoa, this afternoon. I say, whoa.
So anyway, you may can believe this, but I had this young man patient in the other day. He was kind of scratched up, a little bruised, and I said, well, what happened to you? And he said, well, Doc, yesterday I had to walk like a mile along this lake. I had to climb out of this quicksand. I got into all these briars. I had to whack this rattlesnake, and I had to climb over 3 hills. And I said, geez, you're quite the outdoorsman. He said, no, I'm just a real crappy golfer.
Oh, no. I actually have taken some. Well, now you bring that up because I haven't played golf in a while. It's been a while, but I tend to play with the guy that's going to look for his golf ball.
Well, that's me.
He's going to look for it. He's not coming back till he finds it. He's not giving it to the snake. He's not giving it. No.
I mean, people assume doctors golf. I mean, I've played golf 4 or 5 times in my lifetime. I tell people I'm a member of the BGA. the Bad Golfers Association.
I am too.
And so, you know, to me, golf should be played like an Easter egg hunt. The further you shank that thing up in the woods, the more golf balls you're going to find looking for it. And so when you get all done with your game, it's like how many net golf balls are you up or down? And that
if you cannot play golf, you know, if it's not your best day, you can at least go home and say, hey,
I got 2 extra golf balls.
Yeah, that's right. I wear if and when I go, I wear the cargo shorts so I can fill my pockets, and I'm the guy that yells, I'm just going to drop one. But I always tend to play with the guy that has to go in the woods and find the golf ball. Dr. Tidman, thank you very much. We always appreciate you coming in, and we want to thank Georgia Cancer Specialists for sponsoring this segment, and we wish Dr. Whaley and Jane a safe trip as they travel, and we'll see them back next week. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we are going to have a candidate for Blue Ridge City Council, Nathan Fitz, with us. Thank you again, Dr. Tidman.
Thank you.
Take us to break, Sam. Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Hey, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and we're at Sycamore Crossing in downtown Blue Ridge. Beautiful Friday morning. And before we get started with this segment, I just want to make sure all of our viewers out there know that every single candidate for Blue Ridge City Council and candidate for mayor have an opportunity at fetyournews.com, FYNTV, to come and sit down and actually announce their candidacy. Many of you know who is running, and spend 10 minutes. So this is open. Our next segment is open to all candidates to take advantage of this on a Friday morning. I am now joined with Nathan Fitz, a candidate for Blue Ridge City Council. How you doing, Mr. Fitz?
Good. Good morning. Thanks
Doing
for having
good?
me on the show.
Beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. Now we call this.
By the way, I thought I was special today, getting to be the first one, and then you just made that announcement and blew it for me. I thought I was special, the only one on the show.
Okay. All right. Well, wait a minute. Before we get started, I call this background. I call it the noise and the sounds, and it's small town America starting up. And Blue Ridge, it's known nationally, actually. There's a lot of people, no matter where you're at, you say, where do you live or from? You say, Blue. Oh, I've heard of that. But it's still a small town, you know.
It is.
You're running for city council. Why are you deciding to run for city council?
Well, as most people who are involved in the city of Blue Ridge know, this is probably the most crucial election. A lot of important decisions coming up, and I'm at a point to where I don't want to just sit on the sidelines. I want to be able to be involved. I want to be able to make decisions. I'm from Blue Ridge. I'm a fourth generation. My kids will be the fifth. And, you know, just speaking of walking across the tracks this morning, it just all felt right to me. My grandfather, I don't know if you know this, but actually started the Fan and Tobacco across the road. So as a kid, I was up and down these streets. My dad had me in Hampton Hardware, which is down where the whistle stopped, where the last stop now is, and Huck's candy store is. So there's just a lot of important decisions, and it's time for me to get involved. I just got my kids off to college, so I've got more time on my hands that I can be involved now. I want to be a voice for the citizens and for the business owners. Right now, I think it's time for Blue Ridge to be united. And you're right, regardless of where you go, I can be in the Atlanta airport. I've been all over the United States, and people say, where are you from? And I used to say, oh, a small town in North Georgia. And now people say, what town? I say Blue Ridge, and they're like, oh my God, we love Blue Ridge. We vacation there. So you're right, Blue Ridge is known, and we want to keep a positive image of Blue Ridge moving forward because this town has so much potential.
Well, let me ask you just a couple quick questions, and we appreciate you coming on and talking about running for city council. You're from here. It's sometimes somebody will say, I'm from here, and then we have people that have moved here. But you have seen, like you use this building as a background, you have seen, you have been able to see yesterday a Blue Ridge growing up here. You know where you're at now. And is that some of the reasons, the progression and what's going on currently, that you want to get involved?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I've seen, you know, such a change in Blue Ridge since I've been growing up here, and I want to see it keep going in the right direction. I mean, I think Blue Ridge is going to continue to grow, but I think we all, even being in real estate, we all want to see it grow in a smart way to keep the quaint feel that it has. So, yeah, that's very much so why I want to run.
Is there a way, and I want to ask this, I'm going to ask all the candidates that I get an opportunity to talk to, being from here, being a business owner, both sides of that world, meeting a lot of the new people and business owners that have come to the area in the past several years, is there a way, or what's the direction to bringing everybody together in the city? Sometimes I hear it as too different, and I personally don't like that. I'm going to step out, it don't matter, and say I personally don't like that. I don't like to hear the residents in one tent, the business owners in another tent. I just don't like the divides that I hear, and that's from me. Is that something, you know, that you think about running for office?
I do, and it's interesting that you bring that point up. After what was supposed to be the city council meeting the other night, several very involved citizens of Blue Ridge got up and talked, and I've always considered people who move here and who really put themselves into the community and all the charity stuff, I consider them local still. But after hearing some of them speak the other night, one of them actually got me a little choked up because she was so sincere about wanting to be part of Blue Ridge. You would have thought this is her hometown. You would have thought this is, you know, where she was from. I mean, she has the love for the town as much as me, who was born and raised here. So I've always had an appreciation for that. But, you know, as things evolve and I hear different things, it even makes me appreciate those people more. And you're right, I think there has been some sort of divide, or maybe that perception. Maybe there really isn't. Maybe it's just a perception.
Maybe.
But I want to make sure that is united, and that's one of my ultimate goals in this. Is I want to bring the business owners, the residences, the people who have moved here that are not true natives, the true natives, and I want it to be cohesive. And let's really build this town into something better than it is now. I mean, Blue Ridge is already great, and you know, I just want to make it that much better.
There's some serious decisions that have to be made. They're very serious, and sometimes they're overlooked. But there's some serious decisions in the next council that have to be made for the possibility of this city, and just being candid, to sustain any kind of future growth. Are you clear on that? And I say that as a council member, are you prepared to take on those kind of challenges to look at the future of the city?
I am. And I wanted to not try to get into too many specifics today on issues, because we're going to be releasing weekly, like, different videos. I hope to have the opportunity to come back on your show and discuss them in more detail. But yeah, I want to address issues from, you know, the resolution of the parking to the follow through of the downtown bathrooms. Infrastructure is a big thing in the city. I mean, if we're going to, you know, continue to grow and keep this town, you know, the way it is, and that feel, we've got to have master zoning. We've got to have a 3- and 5-year plan, which the city currently doesn't have. I mean, right now when they have water leaks, they're out walking the water lines. There's no master plan for a lot of the infrastructure that's in place. So certainly those fundamental things are on my list so
we
to
can
address.
Look forward. Well, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we can look forward to you releasing your issues that you plan to address and your format and the things that you're focusing your campaign on. You're going to release those and put all those out.
Absolutely.
Anything, hey, this is your day to say to the voters. We give you an opportunity to say to the voters anything you would like, and this is your day to make your announcement. Is there anything you'd like to look at the voters and say, or anything directly?
I would just like to say, so I posted yesterday on Facebook that I was running for office, and honestly, I was blown away last night at the responses I got. And I just want to say thank you for any of those who are watching who responded. I probably got over 100 private messages that came through last night that said, we're glad you're running. What can we do to support you? And some of them I just said, I need your vote. And they said, I want to do more than vote. What can I do to help you? And so I was laughing this morning before the show. I said, I have a better campaign crew than Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton combined. So we're going to be getting out there, really knocking on doors. We're going to be getting people involved. So if you are interested in helping, if you will contact me, you can get me on Facebook, email me. Most of you guys have my phone number, so contact me. Every vote does count this year, and I sincerely appreciate your support, and I look forward to serving the citizens.
Well, Nathan Fitz, we appreciate it, and I'll tell you what we tell all candidates here at FetchYourNews.com. We wish you well,
thank you,
and we thank you for your willingness to serve the citizens of Blue Ridge.
Well, thank you.
I'm your host, BKP, and this is the first in many visits Mr. Fitz will make to our show on Friday. But again, like I said, FetchYourNews.com, we give all candidates an opportunity to make an announcement, and then as the election gets a little closer, we're going to really get into the issues and discuss those with each and every candidate. I'm your host, BKP, and we'll be back right after these messages with the All-Star panel.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
20% off is a big number, but you always save big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And now during Malibu month, every new Malibu LS is discounted 20% off at Days, starting from just $19,900. Plus, huge discounts on Silverado crew cabs too, from just $35,900. So if a low price makes you smile, come save 20% off at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. We took a little extended break because Rick, Bruce, and I, actually, we should have videoed the comedy of us moving this table.
And you're a veteran. You're a professional.
I have an executive producer.
Yeah, I'm blaming on Sam.
Move the table over here. You know what? It would have went well in like a silent movie, would it not?
We were doing a Sundance back here.
So anyhow, we're at Sycamore Crossing in downtown Blue Ridge. We have the Broken Bull, New Blue Home and Gift, Quinte, the Peruvian store, and Tupelo Tea. And I'm here with Rick and Bruce, and Jane is traveling this week, and this is our all-star panel.
Wait, I got to stop you.
He has a tab.
This is in honor of Doc Whaley, who couldn't be with us this morning. He's in D.C. with his lovely wife, Jane. When Jane's here, we're the all-star panel. I've got a new name for us today, if it's okay with you.
Go for it.
This is Fire and Fury.
Fire and Fury?
Fire and Fury.
Fire.
I can be fire.
Are you
can
Fury?
be Fury.
Hey. Go either way, man.
Fire and Fury, right?
And I am the diplomatic solution. Right? You believe that?
You wear the Nikki Haley hat today.
Okay, let's move on.
That's your girl.
Yeah, I love Nikki Haley.
That's your person.
I'm very pleased with Nikki Haley.
In either case, Fire and Fury, Fury and Fire. We're stuck here in the middle with you.
Stuck here in the middle.
We closed the show with that, guys.
Okay,
Come on,
sorry.
man. Okay, folks, before we start, we're going to take a look. What did Donald Trump say to Tim Russert on Meet the Press in 1999 about North Korea? What did he say in 1999? Sam, are we ready for that? And tell me when we're going.
One is North Korea. And you say that you, as president, would be willing to launch a preemptive strike against North Korea's nuclear.
First, I'd negotiate. I would negotiate like crazy, and I'd make sure that we tried to get the best deal possible. But look, Tim, if a man walks up to you on a street in Washington, because this doesn't happen, of course, in New York, but if a man walks up and puts a gun to your head and says, give me your money, wouldn't you rather know where he's coming from before he had the gun in his hand? And these people, in 3 or 4 years, are going to be having nuclear weapons. They're going to have those weapons pointed all over the world, and specifically at the United States. And wouldn't you be better off solving this really potentially unbelievable, and the biggest problem, I mean, we can talk about the economy, we can talk about Social Security. The biggest problem this world has is nuclear proliferation. And we have a country out there in North Korea, which is sort of wacko, which is not a bunch of dummies, and they are going out and they are developing nuclear weapons. And they're not doing it because they're having fun doing it, they're doing it for a reason. And wouldn't it be good to sit down and really negotiate something, and ideally negotiate? Now, if that negotiation doesn't work, you better solve the problem now than solve it later, Tim. And you know it, and every politician knows it, and nobody wants to talk about it. Jimmy Carter, who I really like, and he went over there, it was so soft. These people are laughing at us.
The former general of the Air Force, Merrill McPeak, the former Secretary of Defense, Les Aspin, said you could not launch a preemptive strike against North Korea because the nuclear fallout could be devastating to the Asian Peninsula.
I'm not talking about us using nuclear weapons. I'm saying that they have areas where they're developing missiles.
No, but taking out their nuclear potential would create a fallout.
Tim, do you know that this country went out and gave them nuclear reactors, free fuel for 10 years? We virtually tried to bribe them into stopping, and they're continuing to do what they're doing, and they're laughing at us. They think we're a bunch of dummies. I'm saying that we have to do something to stop.
But if the military told you, Mr. Trump, we can't do this.
You give me 2 names. You're giving me 2 names. I don't know. Do you want to do it in 5 years when they have warheads all over the place, every one of them pointing to New York City, to Washington, and every one of our... Is that when you want to do it? Or do you want to do something now? Warheads all over the place, every one of them pointing...
Okay, guys. 1999. Now, I continually hear that our president doesn't have the temperament to be president. This interview is 1999. I mean, we know how long we set them up. The deal, the great deal that then President Bill Clinton went to the podium and said, we've made a great deal for the American people. And
Slick Willie again.
24 years later. So you listen to that from 1999 from a man that, you know, his temperament I don't see to be that bad, and I see him to have actually a logical grip on the situation. He says politicians know it, they don't want to deal with it. In 1999, he says if we don't do something within the next 5 years.
Yeah, and Clinton, Bush, and Obama all passed on it. I mean, they just turned a blind eye to it. It's pathetic.
You know,
what say you?
I was watching something last night. I can't remember. Have you ever seen Tammy Bruce?
The name rings a bell.
Tim, I mean, she's got a radio show, and she's been on Fox a lot lately. She made a really interesting point. She said exactly what Bruce did. You know, we've had Carter, we've had Clinton, we've had Bush, we've had Obama. None of them did anything. They all placated this guy, and she said, I want you to understand, Trump is a different type of individual. He is a very strong leader. He's a very strong commander-in-chief, and what he says will happen.
Okay, let me move to you, Bruce. Let me ask you, how concerned are you about China? China said in an article I read from their state-run paper, the communist state-run paper, that, and I find it interesting, if they attack us, they will be okay with us retaliating. But a preemptive strike, they will counter.
They will defend.
They will defend. How concerned are you with China this morning?
You know, the Chinese say things like that all the time. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, dealing with this guy. You really have to look at the end game. And end game for China is, you know, greater control over that area.
Or the Asian Peninsula.
The Asian Peninsula and the South China Sea, you know, because they have their islands and everything. So, you know, there's a lot of talk going on. I think they are very worried about the reunification of the Korean Peninsula.
That's their biggest thing to me.
Yes.
Because North Korea is the buffer between American-supported, right,
democratic ideals,
Asian Peninsula, and China. That's the buffer.
It goes from black to gray to white.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
without the gray in between, it's just black and white.
Yeah. And again, I mean, if this is conventional, you know, I don't think anyone's going to do anything. If it gets nuclear, then I think the Chinese are, you know, they're going to be dealing with fallout, just like the Japanese, you know, South Koreans, and God knows what other Asian countries. I mean, it could go Cambodia, Thailand way too. So I don't think the Chinese are going to do anything. They're going to take a wait-and-see attitude, and we'll wait and see.
Well, that's why they came out and said we're going to be absolutely neutral on this. They did take it one step further, like you said. If we attack, they back North Korea. North Korea attacks, that's okay. We're still going to be passive, but
there's a saying about Chinese that everything you hear from the Chinese you can believe, but none of it's true.
I understand. No, you're right about that. Exactly. So let's go with this, and I don't want to say give him credit, but I want to take him at his word. Whether it's a dud and it falls in the sea and just does not launch, every time this guy says he's going to do something, he has done it. Right. He says we're going to launch test missiles, you know, next week. Everybody's sitting around. They launch.
Oh, you're
them.
talking about Kim Jong.
Right.
Kim Ding Dong.
But am I correct? Every time he says they're going to do something, he has done it. Whether they're duds on the pad, whether they explode on the pad, launch pad, he does follow through with his rhetoric, correct? So what do we do if he said, like, middle of August, we're going to implement our plan that we have to launch 4 missiles at Guam? What do we do?
Well, we're going to put them 20 miles off, just to kind of give them a little haircut.
Yeah, and they will probably not be nuclear tipped. They'll probably be conventional, you know, just to show that he can do it. So it'll be a tough decision for Trump to, like, you know.
But Trump has to make a decision.
Knock him down in the boost phase and take out the missile sites. Or the Japanese are saying, don't worry, anything that's launched from North Korea, we can knock down with our missile defenses before it even goes over us to Guam.
In years past,
so
whenever he's done this before, and he's done it, you know, not to this extent, but he's tested people, and they all come back to him, they meaning the past administrations from this country's perspective, and they say, oh, I'm so sorry, what can we do to help? What can we do to help? Can we give you some money? Can we give you some food relief? Do you need medical supplies?
Yeah. And John Bolton was on one of the shows yesterday, and I think he said something along those lines. He says, these guys aren't dumb. They know how to get things from everybody else.
That's what Donald Trump said in 1999. He said they're not dumb.
Yeah.
Now,
and you know,
now the detractors will tell you that starting in 1999, if you look at his trail of tweets and his trail of statements, and you can look this up on Breitbart, they gave a chronological order of all of his statements that he made. He's a little bit all around the board. Sometimes he says we need to hit him hard. Then he says we need to negotiate. So I'm glad we went back to the 99 thing because it shows that he's at least thinking. But he does kind of waver a little bit around.
And of course, the detractors will pick the other statements and say,
that's
look
what
at
I'm
this
saying.
guy's
Yeah.
loose cannon. Then what the hell do they think?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing to me, and I don't want to say this lightly and off the cuff, but with Trump, I always take the media can't handle it because they don't understand. They're in the swamp. They don't understand. They can't come out of the swamp. Okay.
No. They had their meeting and they all agreed on what the major talking point is.
But my thought
They
is,
didn't try to understand.
Trump. They say to Trump, this is not recently, but they say to Trump, how do you think we should react to North Korea? I'd negotiate with them. Where you want to go to lunch? Right? We'll negotiate. It was Monday. Tuesday. What do you think about North Korea? Bomb the hell out of them. Where are you going to go for lunch? You want to play golf this afternoon?
Sushi, pulled pork.
Right? Yeah. Brisket? I don't know. They have just zeroed in. And here's the one I love. Saber rattling. You like that one? Saber rattling, right? I think we have to do something. I didn't go back to Carter, and I should have, but we have done a series, a total series on the 24 years of failed policy in North Korea from Bill Clinton and Madeleine Albright. We did not negotiate with rogue dictators like this, and Madeleine Albright, our U.S. plane landed there, and Madeleine Albright got off the plane and they handed her Walmart flowers and so on and so forth. I've got the video. I just always, but we normalized relations, right?
Yeah.
Normalized relations with an unsustainable, whatever. The words, you guys can.
Yeah, but again, understand there's back channel, contacts with all these guys. They were back channeling with Chavez and all these other dictators and Castro brothers and all that. It's just not on the front page.
I asked Congressman Doug Collins his feeling of who the president. This was yesterday in my interview. If he was comfortable, our congressman here in the 9th District, with the people surrounding the president and advising the president, meaning Mattis, Kelly, McMaster, the group, with Mike Pence, and he is very comfortable with the group surrounding. But he says it's serious. Are you comfortable with everybody surrounding the president at this time?
That's a loaded question. But then again, you're the master of loaded questions.
Are you?
I feel like I'm on the 17th floor of BKP Tower in downtown LJ. Looking out the window.
You're driving through and it's just like awkwardly tall building, all gold lace outside. You would love it. Doorman, everything. We got to work.
Yeah, I know.
You ought to come down.
I'm looking for the gold elevator around the windows. And no, escalator.
Sam,
I didn't answer
Sam,
your
wait. Note to Sam. Get my gold leaf ready for it in a sec. Okay, all right, go back.
No gold leaf. You haven't earned it yet.
Silver.
Silver leaf. Yeah.
All right.
Am I comfortable with everybody that he surrounded himself with? There's a part of me that says there might be a little bit of an elitist faction there working against him. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's just hyperbole. I don't know what to say. But, there's something in me that says, do they really want this guy to succeed, and who's on whose side?
Well, considering Mattis's, our Secretary of Defense, his comments recently, if they push him and it's left up to him, the one thing you will not hear anymore in casual conversation, where are you from? North Korea. That will no longer be an option because you won't meet anybody from North. Where are you from? North Korea? Nah, it ain't possible. No, you're not from North Korea because Mattis cleaned it out.
Do you think we'll take?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Do you think we'll take some North Korean refugees?
Huh?
Do you think we'll open the doors for that?
Oh boy! Now we're getting into immigration.
Wait, no. I like you bring that up. I want to say this. And I want to take a break, but. You bring up refugees. That is China's top 1, 2, 3, and maybe the top concern they have is the flood of North Koreans over their border. Because I think we all agree that I don't want to be insensitive to humanity. Those poor people are starving. We see what pictures are released. We see, say, what's the capital name? I can't get that one. It's got 5.
Pyongyang.
All right,
Or Pyongyang.
Yeah, okay. We see the pictures there. We see pictures of a thriving construction, new technology that they have focused in this circle. But when you get out to North Korea and you get outside of that, resembles Washington, D.C. When
Maybe
you get
they
outside of that.
Maybe they should build a wall.
But when you get outside of that, Bruce, those people are in bad shape.
Yeah, below subsistence living.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's horrible.
They're horrible.
It is horrible.
Yeah. And everything they do with all the marching youths and all that, it's all show.
Right.
I mean, you know, they get their first meal in weeks, and then they go out there and wave flags all day.
Yeah.
Right, right. Come
Who's
into
behind the
come
curtain
into
pulling the
town. Free,
strings?
a buffet first. Get your flag at the end of the buffet.
Is it a Chinese buffet?
I know you didn't say that. Folks, I'm taking this out on here. It's not me. Remember, fire and fury. And the voice of reason.
That's right.
Take us a break, Sam. We'll be right back. We'll find out what you think about Mitch McConnell. Get the job done or get out.
Yeah.
Take us a break. Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
I'm your host, BKP, and we're back. I was trying to look at some emails here during the break. We're back
Fire
here
and Fury here.
Fire and Fury and the voice of reason. We are at Sycamore Crossing, Broken Bull, New Blue Home and Gift, Kinty, the Peruvian store at Tupelo T. I love being downtown here on Friday with these guys. Our all-star
10:15, right?
Oh, 10. Yes, exactly. That we shut down, and Sam and I place an order, and there you go. Exactly. Okay. Mitch McConnell
got spanked.
Majority leader in the Senate.
Get the job done or go home, Mitch.
You know,
are you concerned? No, wait a minute.
Okay.
Let's throw out all the media hype. Are you concerned? Because these are some of the things. Let me just put this out, and then we'll open the discussion up. Mitch McConnell. These are some of the things I'm hearing on several networks and headlines. Mitch McConnell knows how to get things done. Why would Donald Trump take on the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, that actually knows how Washington works? Now, I think the American people are very how Washington works. Doesn't that just, I get like,
yeah, that makes my skin crawl.
Right. Let me throw this. Could be the most powerful man in D.C. This, in fact, his attack on Mitch McConnell, in fact, proves Donald Trump is not a Republican. So
I think he's just playing to the base, throwing him up there as the sacrificial lamb, saying, this is how bad it is. I mean, he's a major leader, and he can't get things done. This is, endemic in the swamp.
I don't like playing to the base. Now, I like playing to the base, but I don't like what you said.
Well, he's
directly. Oh, look, I don't like you saying playing to the base.
Well, that's the way Trump works.
You got it?
Yeah.
I'm the voice.
Get
of
after
reason.
him, Fury.
All right, stay away.
The way it works.
Okay. Let me tell you why I say I don't like the playing to the base. Is the base the people that pulled the lever? I am not going to insult the intelligence of the people in America that pulled the lever for Donald Trump, that put him in the Oval Office. And sometimes playing to the base, no, why don't we call it telling the truth? Do you think Mitch McConnell should stay majority leader in the Senate?
No, is telling the truth and playing the base dissimilar statements?
You got a problem with yes or no questions? Can you help me? Did you catch on? All right, let's try that again.
Well, I'm taking issue with that. I mean, they can be one and the same. They don't have to be like separate statements.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay.
We'll go with that. Let's move on.
No.
Oh, God.
Can I have an opinion?
Just a second. Stay put, Fire.
Thank you.
Was that no? Mitch McConnell should maintain his leadership
back,
position? You think he should? Do you think Mitch McConnell should be the Senate Majority Leader?
No.
Yes or no?
No, I think he should move on.
All right, now, and you?
Are you asking me the yes or no, or can I
Yeah,
go
let's
off
stay
on
with
my
the
own?
yes or no, and then you can go off on a tangent or whatever, and
Yeah.
you and Fire and Ice here or Fury, whoever you are, you can go on. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so 2 no's. 3. So it's unanimous. The 3 of us agree that Mitch McConnell should not be the Senate Majority Leader, and we know that. Donald Trump campaigned. And here's where I took issue with that. And Bruce, I understood what you were saying, playing to the base. I understood that. But one of my things is Donald Trump is refreshing, meaning he made campaign promises. And he said the forgotten man would no longer be forgotten, correct?
Right.
And I think the 3 of us really resemble America saying for the longest time, I could go all over this country and people would say, ditch Mitch. I get emails all the time. Mitch has got to go. That, So I don't, you with me?
To a point. But when something like that happens, when he gets on the phone and they have a
Reputed.
an alleged reputed, comeuppance, come downance. I always go back to the baseline that Trump is not a politician. He thinks like a businessman. What does a businessman do? What's the president do if you're managing one of the divisions and all of a sudden your numbers are off the chain, off the chart, down, and you're working 4 hours a day? He comes to you and says, you got to go to work or go home.
If your branch
he's a businessman.
If your branch is not doing well, you call that person in and you say, look, here's the bottom line, here's the numbers. They do not reflect a profit, they reflect a loss, and I'm going to look you right in the eye across the desk. You got about 30 days to let me see that this ship is turning around, or I'm going to make a decision.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
so that's how this guy operates.
The counterpoint is, well, these are equal branches of government. He can't tell. He's the president of the United States. That's where the buck stops, Harry. That's where the buck stops. You know, if Mitch doesn't do a good job, Trump is the one that's going to get hammered.
Okay, Trump is getting the negative side always from the press of him saying, them saying, Mitch McConnell knows how to get things done, and he's Mr. Republican, and he's Mr. DC. Don't you think that Mitch McConnell was out of line? To me, this is me speaking for myself. When Hillary Clinton said basket of deplorables, to me it upset me as much to hear Mitch McConnell say that the President of the United States had excessive expectations.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming with that. So.
Do you understand? Mitch went out with that shot first.
But guess what? Those expectations are expected to go away by the base. They don't want those expectations. They want the swamp gone. All he does is keep coming back to the way the swamp operates, if you will.
Bruce, do you think the president had excessive expectations when he came in office? Seriously.
I think on some things he may have felt things were going to happen sooner than they are happening. So, you know, he's maybe got a little wiggle room there. But, yeah, I kind of agree with you that him saying that sort of was like, you know, was kind of a slap in the face to Trump.
Here's some backup if you've got the video. You go back to January and you look at Mitch McConnell on Meet the Depressed and whatever shows he was on. Oh, yeah, next week we're going to be repealing and replacing Obamacare. Do you think that's too fast? No, we're going to get it done quickly. You know, they're still wallowing in mediocrity. He said that in January, that he would have that done. You know, so he set his own high expectation that he didn't deliver.
Well, remember, you know, we've said before in the show and talked about it, I mean, Republicans are like herding cats. I mean, they are much more independent and will not tend to come together like the Democrats
like sheep.
will.
Yeah.
Like the Democrats did on Obamacare.
Let me say this. You are correct on the playing to the base. You are correct on that. There's things that Trump knows today plays to the base. I guess we're considered the base, and we are going to hear some things that we say, we're glad somebody finally stepped up.
Or things he truly believes are good for all Americans. And you know, that's beyond the base. But, I mean, I think there's disaffected Democrats that he would hope to reach.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. So he may say things that play to the base. You're 100% right. You and I say, way to go. We're looking for somebody to stand up, actually call things out, say what they are.
Yep.
But if the person walking by this morning does not agree with us, we're still happy that it's going to be a positive for them.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So some of the playing to the base, and that's what I don't want to apologize on TV for coming across. We have a lot of fun here, but playing to the base, I hear too many of the MSNBC and the other people say that this is for the base, this is for the base. His base is eroding. He has to say anything for the base, and that's why when I hear playing to the base, I get a little bit. No, I don't think so.
I think you need to stop watching so many of those shows. Pull back on that a little.
Pull back.
What would you do on Monday?
Yeah, what would I do on Monday? I have a great thought about what I'll do on Monday.
Oh,
playing to the base. One more thing, and I want to move on to a couple other subjects.
Good.
Watching one of those shows, I heard somebody on the panel, obviously much brighter than I am, obviously, okay, that said, Mitch McConnell, why would you want to take on Mitch McConnell? He knows how to get things done. Can you point to one landmark piece of legislation that Mitch McConnell has?
Yes, I can.
Okay, what is it?
Not legislation, excuse me.
The accomplishment.
The accomplishment, the appointment of Gorsuch. He really did a good job supporting Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court.
I asked, you answered. You agree?
Yeah. I don't know anything else, though.
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
He's been part of the herd on some bills in the past, but
approving. But I want to stay focused because God knows I don't want to be wrong here. Okay, God knows, and everybody else. So approving a nominee, he did a good job moving him through.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to my interview with Congressman Doug Collins yesterday about how many appointees that they cannot get through that the Senate has control over.
Stonewalled.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you hear that yesterday?
60 votes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The Senate is not moving appointees through for the president. And what did he say on day one? Obama had how many voice votes?
I can't remember the number,
but you know
was,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yes, Mitch did well, if we want to give him that, on Neil Gorsuch, but that's approving something, but I'm talking a landmark piece of legislation. I don't know of one piece of landmark legislation that knows how to get things done. So I'm going to move on from that. The resistance, I need you to stay out of Atlanta for a couple. The resistance is coming to Atlanta.
Really?
Liberals gather in Atlanta to plan Trump resistance strategy.
Oh boy.
The strategy.
Who's
we're
in?
We're gonna talk resistance right after this because it's 9:27. We're gonna have another segment and then it'll be time for our pet of the week, the star. Just when we get back, resistance. Bruce, I'm sorry. Will you ever forgive me?
Yes, I will.
Okay, during the break, I'll make it up to you. Okay, I got you a Coca-Cola or a tap.
Do I need
or
to leave?
Take us to break. No. Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. All of your representatives and your senators are attending town halls on recess. This past Wednesday night, I think it was Wednesday night, Congressman Doug Collins held a town hall. I attended that. The resistance, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said it's the summer of resistance.
What was the resistance like in Gainesville at the town hall?
They were able to get 236 people in the public safety building, the courtroom where we had the town hall. Then they closed the doors. The resistance movement got there very early, and they made sure they were about 50% of the crowd.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe 40. Some would
Okay.
take issue because they got up and stormed out, so everybody would see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when they left,
big noisy exit.
Yes. When they left, we were able to see, like, okay, these are the people left. Okay, now let's discuss some things. They left about 10 minutes left in the town hall. They got up and stormed out and started yelling resistance. It's interesting. I have the video of the town hall on my website, and if you will watch the end, somebody sent me a message yesterday. If you will watch the end where they storm out, our camera, FYN TV's camera's in the corner of the room, and the people have to go this way, and they're walking in front of the camera yelling resistance. And one guy, it's hilarious. You got to watch. One guy comes straight to the camera and gets his face this far from the camera and yells resistance. It's on the camera. I mean. But anyhow,
Serenity now.
They're not interested in an answer. They're not interested in being a part of the solution. They're not. They're not interested at all.
They just want to make noise.
100%. Liberals gather in Atlanta to plan Trump's resistance strategy.
Man, tell me those dates so I can stay away.
Netroots Nation, the activist left's largest annual gathering, arrives in Atlanta this year with its clearest focus in years: how to resist President Trump. Former Vice President Gore will speak about the threats to the planet from the president, who dismisses climate change as a hoax hatched by Beijing. Senator, is that Pocahontas?
Yes.
Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Representative Keith Ellison from Minnesota.
Oh boy.
they said in concert.
Will ring alarm bells. I want to see them get up there and ring the alarm bells. Ring alarm bells about domestic policy.
Yeah.
And 14 discrete sessions will discuss the best ways to fight the White House. Not work with, to fight the White House and Republican Congress. John Ossoff, the Democrat star, who narrowly, you can have that in a minute, narrowly lost to Georgia's special House election in June, will also be there. He's going to be on a panel to discuss.
Good night.
No, here's what he's going to be. This is hilarious. John Ossoff is going to be on a panel to discuss how Democrats can win in 2018.
The leading voice.
Maybe that's a good thing.
So the resistance I seen it the other night.
Yeah.
What say you, Bruce?
It's crazy. I mean, Black Lives Matter, Al Sharpton, they going to be there?
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Right? Black Lives Matter.
How big a group is this expected to be? Do we know that?
It's their annual meeting. I'd say with Elizabeth Warren and Ellison, like it or not, and Al Gore. What's that old song? The freaks come out at night.
Mm-hmm.
So
will the master legislator be there?
Who's the master legislator?
Oh, self-proclaimed master legislator.
No, wait a minute. No. That was a test. Nancy Pelosi,
Yes, sir.
self-proclaimed master legislator.
The queen of Botox. Yes.
Listen, I refuse to have you don't treat Nancy that way on my show. All right. So the resistance. The resistance will be in place.
You mentioned Al Gore before.
Yeah, you wanted that.
I know.
Right?
I did want that.
All right.
It's one of the funniest lines I've ever heard on the 5. They're talking about the movie and the sequel and the
inconvenient sequel
and how it's bombed. The funniest line of the night was when Gutfeld says, if you look back at the other movie, if everything would have come true, we'd all be dead. we'd all be dead.
I know.
So you know, how do you have a sequel? You don't need a sequel. Everybody's dead.
Well, easy, polar bear.
Yeah, it's okay, Glacier Breath.
Can I be the Arctic Fox?
Okay, moving right along. I have something we want to talk about. Judge says State Department needs to start looking for those Benghazi emails and have them by September. What say you?
Oh, you know, some will say that those Benghazi emails are already out there. Yeah, I'd rather see the lack of emails between Podesta and Clinton.
Exactly.
That's what I'd rather see.
Okay.
I'd rather see him focus on that. However, I think this is the first dribble of a lot of dribbles and drabs, and it's going to start picking up steam. I think you're going to see more and more and more of this as they start to roll out the Clinton.
Well, you know, yesterday he spoke about it. Congressman Doug Collins is a ranking member on the Judiciary Committee, and they did this bypassed all media almost. They signed a letter. They voted and signed a letter and sent it asking for a special counsel to look into Comey and Loretta Lynch, and the list goes on.
Strictly party line vote?
It was a party line vote, but the Judicial Committee did vote, you know, not unanimously, but in favor, and sent a letter and signed it. And, you know, that's something that is not brought up. A couple more things on the Benghazi. You want to make a comment on that, the emails?
No, I agree with what you've said. So let's move on.
I want to say I agree with the Benghazi. Let's see the other emails. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The Paul Manafort, special counsel. Are they putting pressure on Manafort to get him to turn and name names, or is he going to be the chosen one that they take down to validate? Because my belief is still
they got
the special
I think a
counsel
little
has
of
to
both.
validate.
If they can get him to turn and say some things, great, you know, and then he might get a pass. If they can't, they'll probably make him the one twisting in the wind.
But I guess I'm the one sitting here, and I know you guys are also sitting here saying, okay, well, if we have laws and regulations about you're supposed to identify yourself as a foreign agent or business
Lobbyist.
or lobbyist, and if you're supposed to do these things, I understand if he did not, he broke the law. Okay, I'm okay with that. But everywhere, why can't we get the schedule, the manifest, everywhere that our plane stopped? Our plane, taxpayers, by the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, she stopped at that foreign country, and she told them where to remit their check.
She was picking up checks.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go, hey, listen, Uma, I'm going to talk to this guy while I'm here. Go down on 5th Street. And down on 5th Street, there's a guy. You're going to see the guy. Get the check. I mean, there's a little confusion to me of, okay, if Manafort, you're going to raid his home, fine. You're going to take his documents, fine. Do you understand?
I think this gets back to like Americans, you know, with the politicians in D.C. and the lobbyists and that whole industry. They all play fast and loose with the rules. You know,
I agree.
From Hillary Clinton to Manafort to you name them. So
Abramoff.
Hey, go for it.
He went to
Anthony Weiner. I mean, loose and fast with all the rules. They don't apply to us.
Don't use Weiner and loose and fast. Wow, that was tough.
It's a family show.
I know, and he's the one doing this loose and fast and Weiner.
Anthony Weiner. Hey.
Okay, no, seriously. Before we get to Manafort, you think he has really got something else, or is they got to validate? Hey, we got something. I don't think they have anything on Trump. I just don't.
What's the Trump?
There's such a gray area that they're not going to be able to put the collusion together. Do you?
I agree.
What's the Clinton aide's name that Obama said, I don't want him anywhere close? What's his name?
I know.
I can't think of it.
Okay.
There's another one that they need to investigate.
Well, there's so many that we are
No.
concerned. No, we're concerned out here. Like,
Long-time
what
Clinton
takes?
aide.
What about these other things
Valerie
that are?
Jarrett?
It's a man. Long
Hey,
time.
listen.
Sorry.
Call him later.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh! I have something I want to know. They have to come back and they have to do a I love continuing spending resolution. I got a serenity now. Continuing spending resolution. Will Trump shut the government down if there's no money for the wall in there? Because to his base, we'll go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what, if the government does not put money in that southern border, what do you think will happen?
Well,
they are watching in D.C. to find out. You are one of their advisors, so make this a good answer.
The Democrats, I think, are the ones who are going to be responsible for shutting it down. However, they will control the media, and it'll come back.
The Republicans never sell that, though.
I know they don't.
They already got the message point.
Right, they never sell. You're right. The Democrats will shut it down. They'll run and put the barriers up at the park, and they'll stop some veteran from going and seeing the wall in World War II.
And then they'll start getting quotes from all, like, you know,
and they'll have some poor veteran that they'll be out there with a hat and said, "I've traveled here to see the memorial 3,000 miles, and Donald Trump shut it down."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But the question is, Mac, do you think that he will, how bad will the battle be, or do they have something ready and they'll move along?
I would hope they have something ready. Again, I mean, he's going to have to work with Ryan and Mitch.
You running for any kind of office?
No.
You want to announce it because you've been very neutral. A lot of your answers. You got to talk after the show.
Part Chinese,
right?
Do I need to start watching the shows, more shows?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think he's running for office, right? What do you think?
Oh,
yes.
Oh, did I ask you?
Yeah,
all right, well then, okay. Final thought of the day. Bruce. What did you bring? What do you have? What do you want to? What's your final thought of the day?
Just another one of the things from Bill Gates, you know, and his 11 things that he talks to school kids about. If you mess up, it's not your parents' fault, so don't whine about mistakes. Learn from them.
You mean it's not your parents' fault?
No, it's not your parents' fault. It's your damn fault.
That's my line.
Could be. That's right.
Plagiarism.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a name for a show.
Yeah,
Fury.
All right, your final thought of the day?
Fury, signing up.
I want to throw a little light note out there. I want to talk about eclipse, can we?
Go with eclipse.
Speaking of clips, I got my hair cut yesterday.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful, huh? A little coif. Anyway, funniest thing happened in the barber chair. Went to a local barber shop down there, and the owner decided that he thought he should do a special on August 21st, clips haircuts. You want to know the definition of his eclipse haircut?
Go for it.
They only take 2 minutes and 34 seconds, and it looks like you got your haircut in the dark.
I love it. Haircut in the dark. Shaves are extra.
No, shaves are not allowed that day.
No,
too close. Too close for comfort.
That was a close shave.
Yeah.
Bruce, I want to thank you. I want to thank Rick and Bruce that come every week. We have such a great time. We hope you enjoy it out there. And we do talk about very serious issues here. We have fun doing it, but there are serious things of concern that we need to pay attention. And I'll be back Monday morning. We're not leaving. I'll be back Monday morning.
Can I do a shout out real quick?
Shout out.
Shout out this week to Samantha, to Lonnie, and to James.
Yes.
James, who really did a brilliant job of fixing that studio to make it look palatial like it did. 17th floor BKP Towers in LJ. Great interview with our representative.
Thank you very much.
Was that silver foil or gold?
No, it's gold.
Yeah, he hasn't earned the gold MA yet. It's gonna
easy. It's time for our
guys.
star. Thank you very much. We appreciate those kind words. And it's time for our star, so don't leave now. We wait all week for our Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, and we're going to be back right after these messages. Who do we have, Sam?
Rusty.
Rusty will be joining us
Rusty's
right after
in the
this.
house.
Take us a break, Sam.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
20% off is a big number, but you always save big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And now during Malibu month, every new Malibu LS is discounted 20% off at Days, starting from just $19,900. Plus, huge discounts on Silverado crew cabs too, from just $35,900. So if a low price makes you smile, come save 20% off at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
And we're back. It's time for the start of the show. You wait all week, I wait all week. Brought to you by the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Rena, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And who is our friend?
This is Rusty.
Hi, Rusty. Rusty, what if I told you I could get you some turkey? Would you like some turkey? Let me see.
Squeeze it.
Give me that. Give me the turkey. Give me the turkey. I want the turkey.
It's so funny because he loves treats and he won't even take a treat. He wants this turkey.
He wants his
and
turkey.
It does gobble if you press
Where's
it.
it go? Get your, hey, get.
There it goes.
Rusty.
It won't be a turkey. It'll be turkey dinner before too long.
Tell us a little bit about Rusty, Rena. As
Rusty will be 2 the end of this month. He's been with us since February. Rusty was heartworm positive when he came in. So he has been through all of the treatments for heartworms, which is why it's very important to use a preventative against heartworms. But he has been through all the treatments. He has put on some weight because there's actually some prednisone involved.
Ooh, you put on some weight.
Yeah, so he's on a diet.
Close your ears. It's not necessary.
We need to get about 15 pounds off of him, and he'll be.
Leave Rusty alone. How dare you? I'm sorry, Pooch.
But Rusty, I tell you what, he is such.
Rescue Rusty today
Yeah,
from
really.
this treatment of a diet. Take him home now. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Rusty is a great dog. He runs
Yes,
so
he is.
well
Yes,
in the truck.
Rusty. I love the Pooch. I love the Pooch.
He's got some hound in him every now and then when he barks.
I have hound in me too. We're both hounds. I've been called the hound.
And maybe some golden, we can definitely see the hound. If you put him and Miles next to each other, they look like they're looking in a mirror except different colors.
This is a good dog. I'm here to tell you this is a great.
He is so wonderful.
This could be a best friend. Yes.
He wasn't interested in getting on the furniture, although that could change at your house.
This is a gobble gobble turkey. Hey! What do you say? What do you say? Gobble gobble.
This is really his first venture out, so, he's looking at everything. He's very excited with looking at.
Let me get serious for a minute. Rusty came in and tested positive for heartworm.
That's correct.
And one of the things I want to highlight about the Humane Society in Blue Ridge is there's an intake process.
Yes.
And when they test positive or whatever through the intake process, you don't, they're not available for adoption until they've completed everything. So you guarantee heartworm treatment, all these things before
right, and
they're
we don't
available.
do the treatment. It is
right.
done with our vet.
Right.
We did have Gracie came in. She was our second heartworm positive dog, and she wasn't eating real well, and she already had a home in line for her. But we felt it was better for them to foster to adopt, so she would be in a home environment, so she could put on some weight, because she was very, very thin, and we needed to get some weight on her. Rusty didn't have that problem when he came in, but we needed to get some weight on Gracie before she begins her heartworm treatment. So she is actually already at her home and getting some weight on, and I think she may start her treatment next month. But yes, when they come into intake, they are checked. You know, they stay in there 14 days. They're given their shots. They're tested for parasites. Obviously, the blood test shows if they're heartworm negative or positive. And when they're positive, we get the treatment done.
Well, let me ask you the two questions we like to make sure in our segment we get to. What do you think about Rusty? Children, family
gosh,
dog? Yeah, I'm not a trained professional, so I didn't want, but I'm like, yeah, I'm yes on that.
Yes.
Plus, yes, I'm talking
we can have him next to one of our, aggressive isn't the word, a more barking dog that we have that would bark at other dogs, and Rusty could care less. He just does his own thing out in the field, and there could be a dog barking at him, and he does not care.
You think he's okay around other dogs?
Yes.
And you think
still
family?
Meet and greet.
Yes, oh, yes,
definitely.
absolutely. We always.
He's actually playing with Daytona. Remember Daytona last week?
Daytona. Yes, I do. Yeah, no, I do.
Him and Daytona, they put two of them together, and they are playing very well. So I really do think a dog would be a plus. Yeah, the turkey's dying. Yep, there it is. The dogs would be most likely. He would be great with any dog, but we would have to do a meet and greet. And children, I really don't see a problem with children. Obviously, cats, we never really know, but he's so laid back. I really don't think cats would even be a problem. He just really needs a loving home, a fenced-in yard, because he loves to go outside. He loves to run. He loves to play. He likes walking, but he really. Are you a problem? Yeah. You just never listen. I just keep talking. You notice it doesn't matter to me if people listen to me or not. But
I can't help it. I can't help it. I wait all week for these beautiful guys and girls to show up.
And like I said, he's been with us for a long time, but he didn't come because he had the heartworm positive and he was on the treatment. So we did not bring him earlier. But he's here now, and he's liking it downtown. He hasn't barked at anyone yet.
No.
He's been very good. He likes his little turkey. He likes stuffed toys. They may not hang around too long, but he does love his stuffed toys. And he does love a treat, but not when he has a stuffed toy. Nope. He likes a stuffed toy. But he is a super dog. Please come out and meet Rusty. I'll just go ahead on into the address. It's 171 Mineral Springs Road. Come out and see Rusty and see if you've got room in your home for Rusty or any of our dogs. Call us at 706-632-4357. Follow us on Facebook, and you'll see all of our dogs and anyone new. We have 2 in intake right now. They should be coming out probably next week. And our website is humanesocietyofblueridge.org, all one word. Go on there, and you can see everything on there. We're always looking for donations, toys for the dogs, towels. It's all listed on our website. We have wonderful cats and kittens that need to go to good homes. So just come on out and see everything we have out there. And I'm telling you, Rusty's a good dog.
Rusty.
That's all he knows how
That's all I can say.
That's all I
His
heard.
name is
Rusty.
Rusty, and you need to take him home today. I want to thank the Humane Society of Blue Ridge for all their hard work and dedication. And also, if you come out, you could do a meet and greet. And this would be a great, I'm going to throw this in. I know right now this would be a great family dog and a best friend, wouldn't you, Rusty?
Yes.
You would be a best friend immediately, my best friend now. I am BKP, Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Rusty, how are you? Tell him bye. Say goodbye, Rusty. This is Rusty, Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Check it out. And thank you very much for joining us this morning. Our star of the show always. I'm sorry, Rena.
Oh, you're fine.
I know you think you're the star of the show.
Oh, no. I know it's the dog. It's all,
Okay.
yeah, I
Our
know
star of
it's
the
the
show
dog. Come here, baby.
every Friday morning at 9:50. Pet of the Week from the Humane Society. Visit their website and Facebook page and check out all of their cats and dogs they have available
Rusty.
now. Monday, 8 a.m. We'll be back in the office. Good morning from the office with BKP. Rusty, you have a nice weekend. And if you find a nice home, I wish you well. Take us out of here, Sam.